Welcome back, everybody. We got ourselves a BSJ replay of himself trying to teach you how to deal with OD offlane.
The abyss calls.
If you are a carry in 7.28, I am sure that you have had to deal with the plague that is OD offlane. This video will be featuring Dubu, none other than 5-position PMA god himself, because he was the one that basically instructed us through the entire process of what you're about to see.
Banana slam jam.
So it may seem simple, but man, did it work. So let's check it out. We have an Enchantress plus Wraith King against OD plus Wind Ranger. So yes, Wind Ranger is not the best 4-position to complement OD, but let's talk about OD real quick. Just TLDR. OD, all single target, and until he gets Meteor Hammer, has absolutely no way to deal with summons or creeps. Has absolutely no way to push the wave, and has absolutely no way to defend himself from summons. So the ideal heroes against OD are all illusion heroes and summons heroes that can push the wave. And when you play these heroes, just push the wave. Okay, so let's check this out, okay? So Dubu talked me through it a bit. We have to get ourselves to an advantage. The reason why OD is so annoying is because he does so much damage, right? So the way you can deter him from hitting you is just to send creeps at him. Like, that's pretty much all there is to it. It sounds simple, but it really is that simple. So notice how I'm going to be dragging defensively, and I'm hitting enemy creeps. I'm just pushing the lane, slowly but surely, just pushing. Notice how any opportunity I get, I push. Didn't seem like much, but I hit the creep wave maybe 5-6 times. So see how we're already setting up a double wave? See how Dubu's, pot-shotting the creeps a little bit? See how I'm perfectly CSing? See all this adding up? It's beautiful. I was missing virtually every CS. I believe this was my first game of the day. Let's just use that as an excuse and call it a day. So notice how the lane's pushing in, and Dubu is pulling. The super annoying part about OD is if him and his support are just hitting you. That gets old. So notice how I'm actually going to rewind. Let's just rewind. Dubu literally told me, just summon skeletons and push the wave. So that is what I'm doing. I'm literally just pushing. BSJ, don't we care about lane equilibrium? The thing is, if you keep the lane normal, OD's actually just going to hit you. You don't win the lane with it next to your tower, because all of his damage is pure damage. You don't benefit from the tower armor and all that kind of shit. Notice how much damage he took from the skeletons. Notice how we keep defensively creep aggroing so he can minimize the harass we take from OD. But we just keep hitting the creeps. Keep hitting the creeps. Keep hitting the creeps. Lane's shoving into his tower. You may look later and say that OD is out-leveling us, but I assure you, he is not enjoying this experience. He is not feeling good about all the CS he's randomly missing because he's dealing with one creep at a time underneath his own tower. Now I'm helping my Enchantress body for the pulls. Notice how we're working together to just keep shoving the lane in. We're even body blocking the lane so it pulls back. Now we can push it again. We want the lane as close to our tower, then push it. Notice how I summoned some skeletons. We haven't geared up for fighting them at all. We're just ignoring the existence of the OD. And the beauty of this is that eventually 4 positions will leave. If they don't leave, that's okay, because we've got like a recovery method in the skeletons. If you're an illusion hero or Wraith King, you've got jungle to retreat to. OD isn't going to pressure your tower until he gets that Meteor Hammer. So notice how his 4 position leaves. He overextends. Now that we've got all our abilities to help us push the wave, we get the kill on him. And this is dealing with OD 101. This lane felt so simple. It didn't look like we did anything fancy. But OD, notice how few times he hit me in this lane. That's the emphasis. OD, you kind of got to give up on beating him. If he feeds you a kill like we did here, it's going to own. You're going to win your lane. But if he doesn't feed you a kill, if you're in a situation where your 4 positions camping your ass, if you just keep doing this, your farm's going to be perfectly fine. It helps to be a hero like Wraith King with innate sustain, because you don't have to buy regen to tank through all of OD's random damage. Notice how much pressure we're putting on top tower. I don't need you guys to do this, but this is like the archetype example for you guys to follow. Notice how we just keep shoving the lane. OD's been stuck with creeps. Like, if we showed you OD's perspective throughout the course of this game, it's just skeletons and creeps in his face. Guess what that means for us? No OD using Astral and Arcane Orb on us. Notice how we forced a reaction. Now that we're a hero that can rotate back to jungle, it feels really good, because as long as we're not losing our tower, it's all Gucci, right? And OD doesn't represent any tower pressure until he gets that Meteor Hammer. So it's all about slowing down his timings by just accelerating your own timings. And obviously we're getting a bit of a rotation from mid lane, but this is really going to wrap up the video. Seems simple, but I promise you it will work. Communicate with your support. It does require a bit of coordination. Tell them, hey man, all we're trying to do is, without feeding, basically, shove the lane, consistently threaten pulls. And as long as you are a carry that can shove the lane, even if it's just defensive creep aggro and then hitting the creeps, that's good enough. And if you have a recovery method, that's how you deal with OD. At least in my bracket, most of the ODs are like first, second pick. So I know ahead of time that I'm going to see this. But I do believe a lot of heroes in this patch are best picked as heroes that have like a recovery method. The Wraith Kings, the Jugs, these type of heroes are really nice in the safe lane. So thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this quick little here's how you beat OD, clickbaity title. Like, subscribe. BSJ is my god, favorite person ever. I love you, BSJ. You're so hot. Have my babies. Have a good night, guys. See you.